Writing an abstract can feel tricky. How do you explain your whole research in just a few lines? But as a researcher, you just can't afford to mess this up because this is the first thing people read in your paper. That's why in this video, I'll show you a simple step-by-step process how to write an abstract and how Paperpal can help you in the process. So, before jumping into the steps of writing, let's first understand what an abstract is and why it is important. An abstract is a short summary of your entire research. It quickly tells readers what the study was about, why you did it, how you conducted it, what you found, and why it matters. It should be complete on its own, so that anyone, whether an expert to the study or a new one, should get the main idea without reading the full paper. Editors and reviewers often decide whether to read the full paper or not just based on the abstract. It's also used by databases and search engines to categorize your work. So, writing a clear and concise abstract is really important. Typically, abstracts are between 150 and 250 words, but there might be a specific limit allotted to you. So always check before you start writing. And here's a quick tip for you. An abstract usually has 5 main parts: background, problem and objective, method, results, and conclusion. To understand each part better, let's take the example of this simple abstract. We'll go through each part step by step, starting with the background. The background explains why your study matters and is usually 1 to 2 sentences long. Like in our sample abstract, many students struggle to maintain focus during long study sessions, which can affect learning and performance. Short breaks, such as 20-minute walk, are often suggested to improve concentration, but there is limited research on their effectiveness. Here, we show the general problem, students losing focus, and the gap in between. We don't know if the short walks actually work. Next, we look at the objective and problem statement, where we'll explain what the study is trying to find out. The problem statement shows what is not yet known and what challenge the study addresses. And the objective explains what the study aims to do. This part is also usually 1 to 2 sentences long. Like from our abstract, this study aimed to investigate whether a brief walk during study breaks enhances short-term memory and focus in college students. Here, the first part tells us the research gap. We don't know if the short walks improve focus. The second part is the objective. We want to find out if walks improve our concentration and memory. After defining the problem and objective, the next part is method, which explains how we did our study. The method explains how the study was conducted. Keep it simple and 1 to 2 sentences long. Like from our abstract, 40 participants were randomly assigned to either a walking break group or a control group that remained seated. Memory tests and attention tasks were conducted before and after the break. Here, we give a clear overview of the approach without going into every tiny detail. Readers can easily understand how the study was conducted. Next, we move to the results, which show what the study found. The results show what the study found and is again usually 1 to 2 sentences long. Like from our abstract, results showed that students who took a walk performed significantly better on both memory and focus tests compared to those who did not. Here, we highlight the key findings that directly address the main objective. Walking breaks improved memory and concentration. Next is the conclusion, which explains why the study matters and the broader implications. This is again 1 to 2 sentences long. Like from our abstract, these findings suggest that short walks during study sessions can improve cognitive performance. Implementing brief physical activity breaks could be a simple and effective strategy for students to enhance learning outcomes. Here, we show the importance of the results and how they can be implemented in real life. Students can use short walks to improve memory and concentration. Finally, every abstract also includes 3 to 5 keywords that helps the readers to find your study. For our example, keywords could be short breaks, walking, memory, focus, cognitive performances. Now that we've covered all the parts of writing an abstract, let's see how Paperpal can help you polish it step by step. Go to the edit section to see the grammar corrections, where you can address and fix them in just a click. Next, use Paperpal's rewrite tools to improve your abstract. You can paraphrase sentences that just don't sound right, improve fluency to make it sound better, or change the tone to make it more formal or even academic based on your requirement. Finally, Paperpal helps you check for plagiarism and AI-generated content. Simply upload your paper and it gives you a detailed plagiarism report along with the matching sources, so you can fix them just in time. At the same time, the AI footprint feature highlights the sections written by Paperpal AI so that you exactly know which sections are AI assisted. And that's how you can write a clear, concise, and professional abstract step by step. With Paperpal, you can make your abstract publication ready in just a few minutes. That's why, to unlock its full potential, make sure you buy the Prime version. And lastly, if you found this video useful, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more such videos, and I'll catch you in the next one.